the new lecture of accountancy, and this is our 13th lecture. And our topic is, we were previously doing the topic that is the change in profit sharing ratio among the existing employees. Now our topic is the revaluation of assets and reassessment of liability. Today we will talk about the assets and liability of the partner and how we will going to reassess the liability and revalue the asset at the time of the reconstitution of the firm, or you can say when we change the profit sharing ratio among the partners. So it means the assets are and liability are reassessed at the time of the profit sharing ratio, and gain and loss arising from it credited or debited to the partner's capital account in the old profit sharing ratio. So whatever by comparing the assets, revaluing the asset and reassessment of the liability, what the result will come as a gain or as a loss, that has to be divided or transferred to the partner's capital with their old profit ratio. So we have two methods of deciding or revaluing the assets. First is record, revise or change the value of asset liability in the books of the firm. It means that first method says that when we have to make the account, and we record the changes. Okay, it means record, revise, change or a value of asset and liability in the books of account. So first method says us that when we have to record the changes or revised value, and we are to transfer or see it in record it in the books of account. So first method says us when we record all the changes in the books of account, and the second method says that when the revised or change value of assets and liability are not recorded in the books of the partnership account. So first method means when you are going to record all asset and liability in the books, and the second method says the change or the revised value will not be recorded. So when we are going to record the revised or the change value, then we have to make the revaluation account. So the revaluation of assets and reassessment of the liability are recorded in the books of the titled account, which is called the revaluation account or profit and loss adjustment account. Either we say it is a revaluation account, or the second name or vice versa name, that is the profit and loss adjustment account. Okay, and the gain and losses are determined, is credited or debited to the partner's account. When we make it this account, it means when we balance it, either we have the gain or we have the loss, that has to be transferred to the partner's capital. Now we have to examine this, what are the entries, what are the items will come. So first we have the assets. We are talking about the assets and liability. So on the debit side, we are to take the assets. We will take the assets. The assets decrease in the value. The asset who is going to be decreased, the decreasing value of the asset we will be noting down on the debit side of revaluation account. Also we will take the liability, the increase in the value of liability. Here the asset, the decreased value of asset will go to the revaluation account, and the increased value of liability will go to the debit side of revaluation account. And vice versa, when you see the credit side of this account, the assets increased value of asset will be go to the credit side of revaluation, and vice versa, the decreased value of the liability will go to the credit side. If there is any unrecorded liability or asset, we are to also consider those. Here on the debit side, we will take the unrecorded liability on the debit side of revaluation. If there is any unrecorded asset, that has to be entered here on the credit side of the revaluation account. Next is the two partners capital account, and here it is also written as a remuneration. See, when there is all proceedings are going, sometime the partner take the take take that all the efforts to make it all. It means one of a partner take the task to calculate the assets and liability, and for doing all that efforts, the firm has to charge some part which is called remuneration. So if it is all going by one of a partner, that has to be given, this cost has to be given by the partner. We will take it as a partner's capital. If this revaluation process, all the costs, if it is bear by the firm only, then you will take cash or bank, either cash or bank, you will be taken as an expense. So here unrecorded asset you have taken. So there are, when you are going to compare the assets, the debit side as well as the credit side, this is, you can see it is just like the P&L, like here all the losses or decrease of the asset or increase of the liability. There is the increase in the asset and decrease in the liability. So if this credit side is bigger, when we compare the debit and credit, if the credit side of revaluation account is bigger than the debit side, you will have the gain, and that gain has to be transferred to the partner's capital account. On the vice versa, if the debit side is bigger than the credit side, then you have the loss, and that loss has to be transferred to the partner's capital account. And it means this cannot be happen on a same, either there is a gain or there is a loss. Okay, now when revaluation account is prepared, assets and liability appear in balance sheet of the reconstituted firm at their revised or a change value. So that you have to be take care about that. When you do the first method, it means that if you are making the revaluation account, then while making the books of account in a balance sheet, you will taking the value of the revised, means the revised value of the assets and liability, the changed value. The second method says us, when revised or changed value of asset and liability are not to be recorded in the books. Okay, then what we have to do? In this method, you need not to make this revaluation account. Instead of the making of revaluation account, we do it with the net effect. So in the net effect method, the gain and loss of revaluation is adjusted through partner's capital by passing the adjustment entry, by debiting the account on gaining partner, and by crediting the account of sacrificing partner. So in this context, I think you are pretty sure about how to calculate the goodwill. You must also do with the how to make the sacrificing ratio and the gaining ratio. So it is also just like the same. If there is a sacrifice, if the one of a partner who is a sacrificer, it means for that you are to here for adjustment entry you are to take that partner on the credit side, and the partner who is a gainer has to go to the debit side. First of all, for that you have to do how you are doing it. Actually this is just like, actually this is like a debit side you are taking it. Like first of all, the calculation of net effect, how you will do it. See, you have to take all increase, you have to take all this side here first and deduct this side from this side. So actually here you are doing on a account basis, here you are doing just like a working note. You can see you put all this item here first, like increase in the asset of, increase in the value of asset, we were taking writing here, it will be come here first. Okay, then add decrease in the amount of liability, that is also here, you will take it first. After that, less decrease in value of asset. The part of this, if there is a decrease in asset, it will be deducted from here. Also less increase in the amount of liability. So this is the net effect. when you compare these things, you will have something that is a net effect of revaluation. So this is the first step. When you compare all this increase and decrease of asset and liability, you will get some net effect. After that you will go to the second step. Second step, the share of sacrifice or a gain of the partner. The second step is when you are to find out either there is a sacrificing partner or also the gaining partner. How you will do it? So here suppose there are three partner A, B, C. You are to write the old shares, old share ratio, old share first, old profit sharing ratio here. Then next the new share. How much the new share? When you compare it, you must have among these three partners, there may be one and two partner who is a sacrificer, or there may be one and two partner who is the gainer. And always remember that sacrifice come on the positive amount, and the gainer partner, the amount will come on the negative base. Suppose A is a gainer, the amount will be in a negative. Okay, after the second step, then you will go to the third one, that is calculation of proportionate amount of net effect of the revaluation for the gainer or the sacrificer. So for the gaining partner, you have to calculate the share gained by the partner multiplied by net effect of revaluation. Also the same, the sacrifice partner is equal to the share sacrificed by that partner multiplied by net effect of the revaluation. When you calculate it, you will have both the sacrificer partner and the gaining partner, and you will easily pass the entry, which is called the adjustment entry. Here in the second method you need to pass this adjustment entry, but when you make this, you are making the account, you need not to pass this. Okay, so here for the gain, you will pass the gaining partner capital account debit to sacrificing partner account. So who is the gainer here has to be debit here, and who is a sacrificer has to be credit. On the loss, for the loss, the sacrificing partner account debit to gaining partner capital account. So these are the two methods for the revaluation of the assets and reassessment of the liability. I have told you there are two methods. First, when you make the account of revaluation. Second, you need not to make the account. You have to just make the net effect method. You have to just make just like a working note. And when you make the account, you have to write the asset and liability in the balance sheet with their revised value. Okay. But in the second method, you have to just adjust the revaluation of asset and liability, and you have to just only pass the adjustment entry by hitting the partner's capital account. So you have to just revise it and